Blog Show. Blog Show.
Welcome to the Blog Show, where we try to bring the magic of sports blogging to you via the wonder of the talking picture box. I am Jamie Mottram from Fan House and Mr. Irrelevant. I am joined, as always, from DC Sports Blog. It's my personal zero hero, Agent Steins himself, Dan Steinberg.
Quite an introduction. Thank you, Jamie. We'll go through the weekend blogs, as always. This is the 10 minutes a week that we're allowed out of our basements, and every time I mention another blogger, they get their wings and a ring.
Go check out the site when you hear the ring.
So the most important thing in the weekend blogs, Gilbert Arenas, the year of the takeover, he goes down, knee buckles, our hearts buckle, and he blogs about it on his own blog on NBA.com.
And more on that in a second, but my knees buckled also, because this was the year of the takeover. I mean, from the rise of the Agent Zero nickname from WizNuts.com, to the general sporting lexicon, to the hibachi sang, to the phenomenal swag, to the buzzer beaters, 60 points against Kobe, 50 points in Phoenix.
And we got t-shirts from the Hype Guy, we got t-shirts from Yay Sports.
Yeah, on and on and on.
Bloggers were all over this.
Personal highlight for me, because I was there, was Gilbert's 25th birthday party in D.C., hosted by P. Diddy. Gilbert showed up in, a Lamborghini, was wearing the white tuxedo. It was striking.
Yeah, and my personal favorite, the thing that I'll always remember, is when he had the $20,000 one-handed shooting competition against Deshaun Stevenson. I walked in a little bit late for that, but I got to see the end where Gilbert was squirming on the ground like a little tadpole.
I can't believe you were there. That's like seeing Hendrix at Woodstock.
It was awesome. It was definitely a blogging historical moment.
And the reason that, in part, that Gilbert is the first sports blogging superstar is not that he scores 30 points a game or does all the aforementioned things, but he has his own blog, and he's already reacted on his blog to being out for the season with the knee injury.
Right. Thursday at 5 o'clock, while he was still in Sibley Hospital, he posted a blog item, and my favorite part of the blog item is when he said that the worst part of getting injured was that night he went home and his internet connection was down and he couldn't play video games.
I love it. The worst part about him getting injured was that my Wizards are going to get swept in the first round of the playoffs if they make it at all.
Right. Well,
but he just can't play video games.
The man likes video games. He's a blogger.
I do love Gilbert and his candid nature. All right, second topic from the weekend sports blogging. It was baseball's opening week. And, of course, being the folks that we are, the biggest story for us came via lookoutlanding.com. It's Jay Buhner. Caught on the field, some ceremonial activity, literally playing grab ass with Raul Ibanez and Willie Bloomquist from the Mariners. And I don't
think you can say that word. He was in there. He was in there. The first thing that came to mind for me was, I don't know the last time I've seen a power hitter go that deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. I think I could say grab ass if Billy Packer can say some of the stuff he's gotten away with this week.
Wait, I've got one more joke for you. Do you remember what the Brooklyn Dodgers were called in the 50s?
No.
Dem bombs.
Wow.
Maybe that's what they should call the Mariners now.
I'm not old enough to get Brooklyn Dodger jokes.
Okay,
Dan.
cool.
All right, number two from Major League Baseball's opening week from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel via Deadspin. It's a 12-person beer bong in the Milwaukee Brewers tailgate in the parking lot.
Yeah, and the thing with that that's kind of striking to me is that you would think that Nats fans would be the ones who really need to get obliterated before the games. I didn't know that it was going to be such a tough year for the Brewers. But did you understand what I was saying with the bums? Get it? Bums?
No, moving on. The third joke from MLB's opening week. This one comes from Urban Backpacker and ballhype.com. Great new site, Ballhype. It's a Frank Thomas Blue Jays commercial. They're trying to sell tickets or some such. They're actually a winning team now, the Blue Jays in the AL East. Anyways, it's a couple of kids pillow fighting in a bedroom, and then Big Daddy Frank Thomas joins the fray. And he's the designated pillow fighter. And just, well, take a look for yourself.
Hey, you guys supposed to be in bed. Oh, yeah?
All right, now the thing about that ad that makes it notable is that the Television Bureau of Canada has refused to approve it until the part showing the child being knocked to the floor was edited out.
Yeah, what was interesting to me is I heard that the Nats kind of tried to do a similar promotion with the middle of their order and the pillow fighting, but the guys all kind of swung and missed with the pillows. You know?
Wow. Did we get a joke writer this week? Blog show number 3, on fire. Okay, last item from baseball's opening week. This one comes from baseballmusings.com, a longtime favorite. Definitely deserves the ding. They picked up on opening day, on the morning of opening day, that Curt Schilling had broken his arm because he got sideswiped by a car in Kansas City. He got it from, he didn't just make it up, he got it from a Boston sports talk radio guy who was playing an April Fool's Day joke a day late.
April 2nd.
Yes, the only thing lamer than an April Fool's Day joke is playing a joke on April 2nd.
Yeah, and the Nats seem to have some kind of joke going on too, with half of their lineup going down on day one. Anyhow, moving on, what's next? Tell me out with this.
You really need these business cards.
Go ahead.
All right. Eric Winalda versus Jim Rome. Eric Winalda, obviously from ESPN soccer analyst, former soccer player, one of the best this country's ever produced, apparently. He had this to say about Jim Rome on a FulhamUSA.com site. You will never get a guy in me who is more of a believer in the American player. Jim Rome can blank my blank, and he should be very afraid because I'm the kind of guy, if I get too many drinks in me, I'll club his ass.
Right. It didn't actually say blank, for the record.
No.
And the thing that was most interesting to me was actually kind of pointed out by the Sports Frog blog.
Sportsfrog.com?
And yeah, Sports Frog. And that was that Eric Winalda plays in men's leagues, over 30s men's leagues apparently, and he goes by the name Derek to kind of stay undercover. But Derek, I mean, if you're Eric and you're trying to be undercover, you can't call yourself Derek.
Unless you go by Derek Zoolander, then that would actually
That
be
would
funny.
be like you trying to pass yourself off as like Mamie instead of Jamie.
And speaking of media feuds, we want to go back about 13 years to Jim Everett versus Jim Rome when Everett was on Rome's show. Rome kept referring to him as Chris Everett. Take a look back in the YouTube time machine at that little feud.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
What's notable to me about that clip is not just the fake fighting, but the fact that Rome has no goatee. Yeah. There was a time before the goatee for Rome?
Honestly, I would have liked to see Everett clock him with a pillow.
And then elsewhere, lots of pillow fighting. More on pillow fighting in a minute, actually. There's another media war that's broken out this week. It's Colin Cowherd from ESPN Radio. He actually requested that his The Herd listening audience should go and shut down thebiglead.com, one of our favorite sports blogs. So anyways, The Herd, I guess, all went and tried to shut down the Big Lead servers. And it did actually shut down this Thursday.
Yeah, and I think it's totally lame. And I would like to say that bloggers might be losers, but sports talk radio hosts are bigger losers.
Yes, and it's just mean. Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's somebody's livelihood here.
That's right.
All right, moving on from media wars, let's go to random gossip, a little more lighthearted in nature. I guess the LA Times picked this up as a note, but PerezHilton.com, not a sports blog, still gets a ding, had the best photo, or at least Photoshop job. It's Brittany at a Lakers game in a Kobe Bryant jersey/dress, and joined by two of her friends, one in a Chris Mim jersey dress and the other in a Luke Walton jersey dress.
And the thing to me that was missing from this story, I think that Brittany's kind of flighty a little bit. You never know what she's going to do next. I think she should have a Kwame Brown jersey.
Yeah, Kwame versus Cake, and Brittany's going to side with Kwame.
That's right.
If you don't get that joke, then go to kwameversuscake.com. Ding. All right, next random gossip item of the week from Wizard of Odds. This suit is not black, and the Big Lead, etc. Reggie Bush was allegedly banned from the Playboy Mansion for I don't know what.
I'm calling it an unspecified violation of Playboy rules.
I'm calling it BS because his publicist came out and emailed all the bloggers that wrote about it and said that Reggie is not banned from the Playboy Mansion. He is, in fact, going to a party there later this month.
Well, good for Reggie, man. I mean, he's had enough trouble with all the Heisman, his parents getting paid or whatever. He doesn't need any more legal problems.
I love that things got so messed up there for a minute for Reggie and in sports blogs and everything that the publicist had to explain that, no, he's still going to party with Playmates.
That's good.
It's cool. All right, third item of random gossip from Fan House, from WithLeather.com, that are the purveyors of all things sexy in the world of sports. They found out that the Pillow Fighting League the TV rights have been acquired. Go to CanadaPFL.com to get all the news, but really the only quote that matters came from the Daily Variety. It's the producer that acquired the TV rights, Eddie October, nice name. His quote, "I'm gay, and even I know that girls pillow fighting is sexy."
Yeah, one thing that I'd like to point out is all of these sports blogs picking up on all these stories involving scantily clad women. You'd almost assume that sports bloggers, by and large, are, guys in their 20s or something.
Well, I'll bring up the YouTube clip of the week in a moment because it comes from a sports blogger that is not a guy.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you my cheese of the week real quick. I was a little bit depressed all week, a little bit down in the dumps because of this Gilbert Arenas thing, so I figured we needed a blue cheese. Get it, blue?
Blue cheese. So
Point Reyes Blue, creamy cheese from Northern California. Nice little tangy bite. You'll love it, but you can be sad while you eat it.
Good with chicken wings?
No. Go ahead.
Well, it's blue cheese. It should be good with it, or else it's good for nothing. All right, we've come to the end of the road here on Blog Show number 3. Remember to tune in next week, Friday at 6 p.m. on Washington Post Live here on the Comcast Sportsnet. You'll see what T-shirts we're wearing. Agent Zero and Who Wants to Sex Mutombo are the wardrobe for this week. But here is the YouTube clip of the week, courtesy of Miss Chatter of Just a Nats fan fame. It's Teddy Roosevelt making his zip wire entrance on opening day at RFK Stadium.
What do I see on the roof?
Well, didn't have any presents.
Blog Show wardrobe provided by WizNuts.com and 289 Design.
Blog Show.